My dad is suffering from prostate cancer. He's getting toward the end of his journey. And it's interesting because I'm not quite where I thought I would be at this stage in my life. I'm 36 and I'm not married and I don't have kids. I realize that if I ever do get married and if I ever do have kids, they'll never meet my dad. And the only thing they will know about him is whatever I choose to share. And I had never considered the responsibility of telling that whole story, with them never getting the chance to meet him and make their own judgments. That's a big responsibility for anyone, but it was particularly tricky when I thought about it because me and my dad have never had a great relationship. Actually, it's been pretty bad if I'm being honest. But at the same time, I don't want to paint him as this flat villain, but neither do I want to sugarcoat things when, for the most part, it wasn't good. One of the tensions I was feeling as I was thinking about that was I don't think my dad was a monster. A lot of the things that he did and said and how he treated us, he did out of his convictions, out of his understanding. And it was so weird to get older and realize he was following his moral compass. He was doing what he thought was right. This is how you're supposed to raise children. This is how you're supposed to raise boys. And so much of him following his convictions, those actions and those ideas are the very things that traumatized me. What do you do with that? Because on one hand, I'm like, you can't ask anything more of a person than to do what they think is right. But what happens when what they think is right causes you harm? And as a child reflecting on their parents' actions, how do you tell that story? I was thinking about that a lot, and I've been writing and reflecting on that a lot. There's one poem in particular called The Only Lesson I Learned, which is wrestling with that tension.